Well, hello everybody and welcome back to night 2 of our Sydney Masters Hockey Grand Final coverage. My name's Lachlan Morley, I'm here with Mark Matheson. Mark, you're back for night 2, and what a cracking lineup of matches we have for this evening.
Yep, some good matches ahead of us. This one coming up, Penrith v Manly. There's a good crop of players out there, a lot of talent to be on display tonight, I reckon.
I'd say so, and look, best two teams of the season here. Of course, Penrith closing out the regular season with the minor premiership. Manly on third and finding their way to this final clash of the season to decide the premiership.
Yeah, I think Manly making it, beating Briars in what I believe was a very tight match, was probably a little bit of a surprise, but I know they did play very well during the course of the season.
Well, look, let's hope they carry some of that momentum into this game to roll it well, to take it up to the top of the table side. Of course, they've had they had a close encounter first up, 0-0 draw in round 1. Penrith 3-1 in their second encounter, and then Penrith again 2-0 in their third. And of course, as you mentioned, Manly taking a 1-0 win last week, but Penrith rolling ride 5-1.
Yeah, but as you know from your own experience, when it comes to a grand final, you're going to have all your cattle. And, you know, you look at some of those earlier results and it's possible they may have only had 11 players. Where tonight both teams are obviously they've got a full quota of players available.
Yeah, exactly right. And look, a lot of big names in both sides, a lot of players with some storied representative history.
Yeah, I've played against many of these guys when I was still an active player. If you look at Penrith, for instance, captained by Alan Chong, he's played a lot of club hockey and represented New South Wales as well. Jacob Beattie and Darren Pearce, they'll be very strong through the midfield. And Martin Finney-Moore up front, he knows where a goal is, and so does Craig Maxwell.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, it could be any of those names popping up and snatching for their team this evening, but so often you see a lesser heralded player just to sneak under the radar and put one into the back of the net.
Oh well, as the cliche, there's no iron team, and everyone's going to be there. Manly, you look at their lineup as well. Rob Heisman will lead through their midfield. Tim Kelly, a talented striker, along with players like Richard Jones and Harmon Fredericks. So Manly will be bringing it.
Yeah, certainly. As we see a bit of an irregular pre-game ceremony, we have the full Manly team list there for you now. Of course, interestingly, there's a little bit of drizzle settling over the ground. It's been quite a warm day, clear for most of it, but the clouds have come over in the last couple of hours.
Yeah, I can see it starting to come down as the officials do their final checks. Tonight's umpires, we've got Craig Miller and Tim Campbell blowing the whistle, and technical official will be Dave Coles. They're just tidying up and getting ready to go. We're about 5 minutes away from the start.
Yeah, of course, great to see Tim back out here this evening. Unfortunately, VME was out here last night in the defeated Ride team in the Sydney Cup Grand Final. Congratulations to UTS in that match.
Yeah, that was a good match to watch. UTS obviously the stronger of the sides. And but it was a great match to watch, as was the Premier League match, the following match, which you were obviously part of, Lachlan.
Yeah, look, I was. Oh, gee, I mean, it hurts to lose in a shootout, but we took it up to them and really made them earn it, I suppose.
Look, having watched it from here, it was a great game to watch, and there was no question Ryde were in it right till the end. You know, you had your chances, as did Barbarians. So we've seen 3 good grand finals so far, with the Grandmasters played last week, with Sutherland beating Norwest 3-2 in a penalty shootout. So all the matches have been very tight so far, and I don't think this one will be any different.
Well, Mark, I certainly hope it's not any different.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than a blowout in the grand final, is there?
Well, we're soon to get on the way. It'll be Penrith in the black and yellow running right to left on the screen. Manly, Gordon or Sydney, left to right in the Red Sox green top.
I'm not sure what that weather is doing. Looks like it might have settled in for the evening.
And we're underway in this first half. Senior Masters Grand Final. Penrith taking on Manly GNS.
Manly look like they've come with an attacking mindset, coming down the left side as they see it, trying to get the ball penetrate the circle.
Yeah, it looks like Tim Kelly early with the touch at the Manly left wing. Again to the right side for Penrith. Wouldn't be surprised if that's a strategy of theirs.
Yeah, although they are looking at their structure, I know they are very strong on both sides of the field, so I wouldn't be surprised they do change it up. There's Dave Collier on the ball at the back and threads a great ball through to Tony Virtue, but mistrapped, and Penrith take control. They've started early, Penrith, with Alan Chong at centre half. He'll control their midfield. He's got some great skills, and when he needs to, has good pace as well.
So Collier on it again for Manly. Mistrapped there by Keith Hunter through to the halfway.
Pat Hurley wins a free hit for Penrith right on the halfway. Alan Chong to set them going again with an unorthodox overhead that goes out. It's good ball movement by Manly as they move down the right flank.
Yeah, Hunter getting a lot of touches in that sequence for the Manly outfit.
Yeah, he's settled into that centre mid spot very early on, hasn't he? Good control and making himself available.
Yeah, Johnson on an overlap there, plays it safe.
Darren Pearce puts a good ball through, and they're now away up the middle in the circle, and a goal.
Yeah, what a good slick sequence of passes from this Penrith outfit, just to get the ball short and sharp to that man, sort of popping through that inside left channel, and it's straight past Michael Dahl. Hung out to dry there, not much you can do in that situation, and it's Penrith with an early 1-0 lead in this Sydney Masters grand final.
And that looked like Martin Finnimore, the goal scorer. Oh, that's not a great ball to leave, but luckily for Penrith, it's caught a foot.
Yeah, you know, put that down to a lack of communication, I'd say, Mark.
Yep, absolutely. Here's, again, Alan Chong setting them away down the left, Penrith down the left flank. And again, another great ball across. And Penrith are into the circle again, penetrating well.
That's Beattie in amongst it for Penrith. He really lit that up with that lead into space. Good hockey all around from both teams, though. Penrith side for good attacking play. Manly defence for keeping their heads under pressure.
Yeah, look, that goal doesn't seem to have caused any trauma in the Manly side. They're still playing good structure and attacking hockey. Penrith's had to defend well there.
Ooh. Good long crack there by Chris Burns. Saw his teammate loosen out the back, approaching the circle. Hook back inside to Hunter. Manly mid's getting plenty of space.
Both teams are playing the game at a good pace. And with definitely an attacking mindset from both teams.
So that's Roger Van der Zand on the ball. RVD winning the free hit just outside the 25 for Manly.
And Penrith's defended that well and come away, but lose possession and are now back on their defence.
Was Adam Johnson with the angled lead, just out of his reach. A chance for Manly to press here. It's a fairly deep sideline hit for Penrith. Not easy from this position.
Yeah, Penrith have set themselves up well, though, to get out of trouble there, haven't they? Good deep fullback and have transferred the ball left to right.
Yeah, Robinson turned back, looked for the transfer. That was cut off. In the end, the longer ball. Turnover at the baseline, not really a risky play.
Dave Collier gets Manly going. Oh, and misjudged hit has cost Manly possession in a touchy position.
Yeah, Jason Rudge getting underneath that for Penrith, really putting the pressure on. Great play by him.
And that's a great ball through to the Penrith just outside the circle. They're in the circle and have just been unfortunate to push it wide.
Yeah, what a great pass there from Chris Burns, though.
It was, wasn't it?
Really cut the play up. That pass alone deserved a goal.
And then great ball movement along the baseline. It was just unfortunate that it was deflected wide.
Clever from Collier. Who's that leading back? But Jamie McKay moved from left into the centre. Wide again. Cutting it off is Beattie. Puts the skates on. Reckon he's drawn a corner just about.
Yep. And there's our first corner of the game.
Yeah, look, sometimes speed just causes a bit of chaos, hey, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely. both teams actually are doing very well with some of their long passes. They're very accurate and are picking their players out well, but particularly Penrith. Let's see what they do here.
Well, haven't really capitalised on that first opportunity. It's
yeah, the injection was poor, but they managed to resurrect it, and I think Martin Finneymoore didn't realise he had as much time as he had there at the top of the circle.
Yeah, Collier again, almost a designated 16-yard hit to Taker. Back inside, Hunter's on it, through ball. It's a foot race. Turnover from Williams, looking for the transfer. Manly heading toward the circle, good ball wide, and just under the foot of Jamie McKay. Disagrees, but I'm probably the umpire on that one.
Yeah, that was good defence, though, from Penrith with their man-to-man marking, keeping it tight, and were able to get the turnover.
Ball at line from Bruin. Good lead from Greg Stevens, but just a little out of reach. Sideline hit to Manly GNS just forward of the halfway. Richard Jones on the transfer. Collier uses Hunter. Nice quick ball. Hunter's got a bit of space. Plays it safe, turns it around. Collier again. Longer hit, hoping for a missed trap. Good settled play there from Chris Burns.
Manly, Gordon, North Sydney are exerting good pressure, but the Penrith defence seems to be very well structured and is soaking it up.
Good ball into RVD. Pivots, turns, uses it well. Manly on the transfer. It's through Collier again. There's a few options. RVD, clever one time at a Hunter. I like this from Manly. Hunter again, beats one. He's played the advantage. Through ball, hoping for another missed trap. Coming through. Ew.
Darren Pearce got them out of trouble there well, but let's turn it over.
Okay, Hunter. Van der Zand uses his pace, crosses the 25, heads towards the circle, and it's on to the Penrith foot just inside the circle. Manly, Gordon North Sydney will have their first short corner of this match and their first meaningful chance to equalise.
Yeah, that was some good ball movement up there, and then obviously the space just opened up for him, didn't it, for him to charge it at the top of the circle.
Yeah, he just put the foot down, didn't he, Van der Zand? And nobody came at him, just sort of the seas parted. And here we have Manly with their first opportunity. Van der Zand with the trap and the shot. Run down, the shots run down, ball bouncing, bit of chaos. Now, Robert Haseman did well to control that in the end and win another free hit.
Yeah, Rob's got good skills, particularly close on the circle. He could create problems if he gets a little bit of space in that area of the field.
Well, he takes a self hit. Good room in front, straight across. Clever to back to Hunter. Spread, Van der Zaan. Oh, risky from Pearce. I'll say he has a lot of faith in his teammates. That was a great tackle by Jones. Unfortunately not matched with a great pass. Hunter on it.
A little loose here at the moment from both teams.
Yeah, look, Manly causing a bit of chaos though. For the first time, they're really putting Penrith under some sustained pressure.
Yeah, they're coming at him hard. There's no question about that.
I mean, you're not going to win a grand final relying on breakaways, are you? You've really just got to be up for the grind, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, you can't settle in and just defend when you're one down. So they're going to have to score, and I'm pretty sure they're more than capable of it.
Mark Broom with a sideline hit. Penrith pulling the trigger on the... Well, no, they're not going to go for the transfer. Williams. Long or accurate pass, but mistrap there. But it's going to pull up. I think that's Hook has to chase it to the baseline. Does well to get around and uses the support player. Van der Zand. One way, then the other. Plays it safe. Wide again on the spread. That's Hazeman, I think. Well done, Hazeman. Just drew 3 players and released his teammate. It's good quality from Manly. They look good when they just ping it around in those triangles in the midfield and half-back line.
Yeah, they're playing a different style to Penrith, where Penrith have got some very good long balls and they're finding their strikers. Manly tend to be working their triangles and moving the ball up the field with some great little ball movement. Just over halfway through the match and still 1-0 to Penrith. Sorry, halfway through the half, not the match. I'm just finding it a little unusual not to have quarters, so.
No. I can tell you a lot of the guys who play Saturdays as well often look up at the clock about this time in Masters hockey and think, oh gee, I could do with a drink. sit down.
Yeah, but I mean, if you then take the step up and you go to a national championships, for instance, they play quarters. So
yeah.
You know.
Well, you know, of course, everyone in the current iteration of Masters hockey grew up playing halves, so it's how we were brought up. It's what we love.
Yeah, I prefer it. I find that teams tend to get a bit of momentum, and a quarter can sometimes just break that momentum.
Yeah, agreed. Sometimes I think, you know, if I was just boss of world hockey, I'd almost wind stick technology back 20 years. Just really bring the arm wrestle back into the game.
Yeah, well, obviously I'm quite a bit older than you, and I go back to the days where I played with a wooden stick. So I didn't have any form of fibre or anything of mine. It was wood and glue.
Clever play back out to Burns. Goes the hotline, but he's marked. And what a good piece of vision to McKay. Oh, not an easy trap, but, you know, Manly have shown they're willing to go the long ball, particularly to this right-hand side.
And that was a great ball from Rob Heisman. He looked up, he saw it, and he gave it.
Chris Burns again. It's almost like this Penrith outfit. You called it before, Mark. I mean, they love the long pass, and it's almost like they want to hit a striker one out, and then the rest of the guys push up to support.
Yeah, what I'm noticing is Martin Finney-Moore is playing centre striker, but is leading out really well to get the ball out wide, and is then able to set up, as you say, the players that are sweeping in from behind him. And the Penrith midfield and even their defence are picking him out beautifully with their long ball.
Another one deep for Penrith. I reckon post that goal, Mark, it's almost, you'd almost give Manly the edge by a couple of %.
Yeah, I would. They seem to have had more time in possession as they come down the field now with some very nice play. The keeper made a good save and Penrith have defended it.
Yeah, well done, Andrew Burns, stepping out and taking ownership of that. Had to make a decision, and he did. But look, got great hockey by Manly, again, using the triangles we've seen in their sort of defensive mid and midfield lines. They applied that up to get a great circle entry.
Yeah, and it just shows this is a very even match.
And they'll get another chance. I mean, they put the pressure on there. They've covered all longer options and cut off the transfer. So they'll be rewarded with a sideline hit.
Dave Collier will step up to take that. Midway between the half and the 25. I know he's been pushed back to the halfway.
I thought it was a bit closer than that.
I did too.
And then again, maybe he just did it because he felt he needed the space. And, well, good pass too. That was, again, Adam Johnson on the lead, putting in a power of work. Yeah, the leads up front from both teams have been very good. They're finding them. Some of the balls have been a little bumpy and they haven't been trapped, but they're putting themselves in good spots. Is this one going to get through? Yes, it does. A missed trap sees it spill to McKay. Turns one way, then the other, heading towards the circle. He'll have Manly's first shot of the game.
And that's a penalty corner from a foot.
Yeah, look, great play, McKay. He had to really fight and scrap to win that ball, and it's probably his pressure which forced the missed trap, carrying it into the circle. Unsure if that was a pass or a shot in the end, but it was onto a Penrith foot, and it will be Manly with their second short corner of the match as we tick in just under 8 minutes to go in this first half. Van der Zand at the position at the top to receive again, backing him up is Heisman. Clever variation, it's back to the injector, but onto the foot.
That was definitely on. They got that in behind the defence and the runners, but just a miscue from Rob Heisman.
Yeah, certainly the right call. Penrith now opportunity, but it's cut off by Van der Zand. Johnson looks for Hunter, but reading the play and cutting it off is Chong. Support wide. Good patient play.
Again, there's that long ball from Penrith.
And look, they'll be rewarded with a long corner.
Should note that rain looks like it's getting heavier.
Yeah, it is getting a bit heavy, but it's not a cold night by any stretch. I mean, we're both standing here with just without jackets on.
Pearce with a good drive and a slip pass, but Alan Chong couldn't quite connect with it in the circle.
Clever play from Finnemore, rewarded with another free hit. Penrith haven't been up at this end for quite a while, have they, Mark?
No, and they've just turned that over with some good defence, and Manly have come away very well down the right flank.
That's Kim Smith on for Manly for the first time and getting in amongst the action.
Pat Hurley setting up for what I think might be a transfer, which it's gone to Darren Pearce. And if he can get it to their right wing, things will really open up. But Manly closed that down well.
Look, if they pull the trigger, they can get it to the right half. Oh, very well. Oh, I thought that was cut off by third.
It's been cut off at the top of the circle by, who is that at the back? It was Jay Van Son, I think, back there, cut that off.
Sideline hit. Deep with Manly. Out to Hunter. Hunter's almost their regular go-to when they're under a bit of pressure at either of those sort of right or left half channels deep. Always presenting back in the, I guess, the traditional centre half position.
Yeah, he's been playing a bit at centre half, but he's pushed out to the left at the moment with Rob Heisman coming on to that centre mid spot. He's on the ball now.
Yes, hook right. And who is that again? But Johnson leading forward. No, he's ignored. Heisman again. Manly playing it safe. Good ball movement. Heisman, clever. Hunter. Oh, I think Hunter intended that for hook. It eventually gets there.
Yep, I think that would have been a better ball to the right half, but they've managed to get a sideline hit and retain possession.
Oh, great ball, Jones. Great ball, Jones, and look, good lead by Fredericks too. Just sort of misjudged that. I think he thought he was under more pressure than he actually was.
Yep, he did have a little more time than I think he felt he did.
Penrith's turn. Chong posting up, no one around. Turns. Kelly with the pressure on. Penrith forced back. Burns once more. Williams. Well done, Hunter. Well done reading that. That's a build-up of sustained Manly pressure while Penrith throw it around the back.
Yeah, Manly are doing that very well, aren't they? They're not doing anything flash. They're just doing the defensive pressure very, very well.
They're about to get another chance. They forced another turnover as a result of their pressure. It's Kelly looking to cross it, but it'll be a long corner. I think that might have been Burns who forced that one out. Did well to stay down underneath that reverse stick hit. Oh no, 16-yard hit, I apologise. Hunter again, beats one, uses Johnson wide. Numbers in front, but it's mostly Penrith.
Again, that name you've called a lot, Hunter, he's now out on the right, making himself available. And with just what, a minute to go in the half. Who have been your key players out there in the first half?
I think Burns, Chong and Beattie are standing out for Penrith. Burns and Chong just because of their possessions and ball use. Burns in particular, his longer passes. Beattie because of a couple of times we've seen him really cause some chaos, just putting the foot down. I like Hunter, RVD and Johnson for the Manly outfit.
Yeah, Hunter's a standout for me. His making himself available and his distribution, I think, has been very, very good for Manly.
And there's Burns with one of those long passes. That one a little more ambitious than what we've seen, but you know, you can pull the trigger on that type of thing with 5 seconds on the clock in the half.
Well, that was a very enterprising half. Going into half-time 1-0. Probably a fair reflection, but interesting to see any stats, but I'd say possession has been roughly 50-50.
Yeah, I'd say so, Mark. I reckon, I certainly reckon forward 25 and forward circle entries, you probably just shade it to Manly.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But, you know, you've got to put in the box and get your opportunities, and well done, Penrith, for taking in a half-time lead.
Well, welcome back to the second half of this match between Manly, Gordon, North Sydney and Penrith. Mark Matheson joined by Lachlan Morley. Craig Miller and Tim Campbell, the umpires, just getting ready. And we're off for the second half.
Yes, and let's hope this second half matches the first. Mark, very good quality hockey from both sides.
Yeah, as we said at the start of the match, we both hoped for a tight match, and there's no question we're getting that.
Of course, what we're also getting is a continuation of this weather. It is really coming down now.
It is starting to chuck it down, isn't it? This is one of those days where I'm very glad I'm not playing. It would seem you got the better of the weather for your final last night.
Yeah, but I always, you know, feel a little down after the last game of the season, Mark. It's what we love, and it's another, what, 8 months before we can play another competitive match.
Have another crack. Yeah, some people are obviously lucky to have a tournament to go, but there's always that lackluster feeling when the prime competition ends, isn't it?
Yeah, look, very good luck to all those heading to Cape Town in the coming weeks. And you among them, Mark, I've just learned.
Yes, I'm lucky enough to be the manager of the Australian men's 35s.
Ooh, Penrith through at that moment. What a opportunistic set of passes. Maxwell getting on the end of that one. How he just sort of ghosted his way to the back line.
It was very well kept to keep it out too. There's good reactions from, was it Michael Dahl, to keep that out.
Just of course our second night of Sydney Masters Hockey Grand Finals this week. Just a quick hello to a couple of my teammates, Rory Sansom and Stephen Bryce. Of course, pulling on the black and white for Ride this season, but I'm sure they'll have a soft spot for their countrymen out at Penrith. Hope you pulled up well, guys, after last night.
Penrith on the attack and just sprayed wide with a shot.
Yeah, that was Menzies pouncing on that loose one. Bruin heading towards sort of a pass and hope on that 45. It was well and truly covered, but pouncing on the mistrap, wide shot.
Collier's got them out well and progressing down the left flank.
Third now, onto RVD. Wants the 45, but it's cut off. Fights for it back, collects the foot. So, Mark, I reckon this early stage might have been some passionate words spoken by this Penrith team. They've come out and, well, they've found an extra gear.
They have. They did the same in the first half. They started very, very quickly, and they've definitely done that again in the second half. I suspect someone like Alan Chong may have had, as you say, some passionate words to say in the huddle at half time.
He's the fire starter for this this outfit, do you reckon?
Him and Darren Pearce are both, you know, pretty vocal and quality players. So they'll have had a few words to say, I imagine. Well, it's Manly on the charge.
I reckon the words from Manly at halftime would have been a bit along the lines of more of the same guys, you know, but just put a shot between the posts.
Yeah, I think you're right. For me, Manly's work up the field has been really good, moving the ball well. They're just lacking a little bit once they get in that circle. Penrith, obviously long balls, and they've had a few more opportunities, clear opportunities in the circle. see Penrith's key striker, Martin Finneymore's just returned to the field, so he'll be probably on the end of a couple of long passes in the not too distant future.
Ooh. Heavy collision, but ruled against Penrith. Chasing the ball to the back line, combining with RVD, hitting Hope across, and well, it's come off for him because it's collected a Penrith foot. Manly, Gordon North Sydney will have the first short corner in the second half.
Yeah, and that's not exactly against the run of play.
No, they've sort of just come out and picked up where they left off, really. They are very composed. They're very composed and sort of just backing their processes. As they've done, it's Van der Zand in the position to receive at the top. Interesting to see if they go a straight shot or try another variation. Well, it's a variation by necessity rather than design.
Andrew Burns did very well to come out and clear that.
Van der Zand, quick turn back into traffic. Very well repelled. I think that's Pearce. Pearce or Robinson. Oh,
that's a great ball. Just hasn't quite got the length he wanted.
Yeah, Beattie showing strength over that. Did well to draw the free.
Chong will be looking to get that out wide to Pat Hurley. And they're away. Hurley strong on the ball. Some solid tackling from Manly.
Yeah, very well played though by Hurley. I mean, I'd say Kelly probably had him beaten for speed, but Hurley played it smart. Back at the 25 for the long. Chong to bring it back into play. Burns. Ooh. Yeah, I'd say Burns got away with one there.
Yeah, I think he did. Looks like the umpires want it taken from inside the 25.
Running the baseline is Menzies. Draws the hit. Everyone's got to be 5. Who's that for Manly? You want to step away from it. Hurley. Chong. Good vision to see it.
Well cut off by Gordon Manly. So I notice Alan Chong's dropped back into a central defender role. I wonder if that's just to be able to control the distribution a little more.
Who's that? I think third, hurtling up the field to cut off. I don't know if the one out, one man press is in their playbook. It might be.
I wouldn't imagine that's the Manly style. They've tended to be more close in.
I mean, 21 minutes to go in the match. I mean, there'll come a time where they have to take some risks, but far too early.
Yeah. Equally, I don't think, I think it's too early for Penrith to try and close the match down as well. They'll still be trying to press forward and grab a second.
Yeah. Pass cut off by Heisman.
He's going to wrap round Tim Kelly, and that's very well done to keep that in and create an opportunity, which was diffused by Penrith.
Yeah, both desperate and clever, that one. I reckon he knew his teammate was there too, because he didn't take a big wind up for a swing across the back of the baseline. He sort of just placed it.
I've played a lot of hockey, or managed a lot of hockey with Rob, and he does spend a lot of time on the deck. He's not afraid to throw himself around. Oof. As the umpire almost wears one.
Yeah, again, stepping up when required was Michael Dahl. Of course, we did have a reminder that umpires are not completely out of danger in a recent Premier League final. Scott O'Brien, of course, wearing one just under the eye.
I didn't know that. Hopefully he's okay.
He returned to the venue the same day and umpired the PL1 Grand Final 2 weeks later.
Ah, good stuff.
But it was messy at that time.
Yeah, and obviously one of your guys caught one in the head last night in the Premier League final as well, didn't he? Hopefully he's doing all right today.
Oh, he is. You know, he headed off to work this morning, I understand.
Okay, that's good news.
Callan, we hope you pulled up well and you put some ice on your head. But no, I know he got quite a number of messages from some of our Rep Masters teammates.
Oh, look, when you're playing Masters hockey, it's a pretty tight community, so you know, no one likes to see someone injured, and looks out for each other in a lot of ways.
Yeah, pretty good collection of guys across the whole comp in our division, and I imagine it's the same all over.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Well, that was a great square ball across the 25, but just couldn't be collected by Manly. Just a bit messy in the midfield at the moment. No one with any good clear possession.
Great vision by Hunter. I mean, that was cut off. We had a teammate high and loose. You have to go for those sometimes.
Yeah, but and Gordon have got a sideline hit, and they're going to press here with Rob Heisman to take that with the ball across to his central defender, and just a slight wayward pass to the striker.
Yeah, good pressure by Kim Smith. Read that like a book.
But then good defence in return by Penrith.
Yeah, it was Mark Brown who pounced on that loose one. Ooh.
Ouch, I felt that one on the...
That doesn't tickle.
Manly player's shin pad.
Yeah, look, Fredericks took that one well. Took that one well for Manly.
Well, it's a loose pass from the Penrith defence, and Manly throw it back at them, but unfortunately over the back line.
Yeah, look, we're almost at 15 minutes to go. Kind of get the feeling that the winner of this will be the team who just sort of stays calm and enjoys their hockey, and you know, enjoys building the pressure and doesn't get too frustrated with any sort of missed opportunities.
Yeah, and let's be honest, that could be either one of these two teams. they're both showing some good skills at moving the ball. They just haven't been out. Neither of them have been able to capitalise on an opportunity since Penrith grabbed that sole goal.
Yeah, and of course the challenge for Manly, or something to be wary of, is that they have had the better of it since that goal. But, you know, so often happens, right? You can dominate for 40, 50 minutes of game time, and then you just drop your concentration. There's a breakaway, zips up the other end, and all your hard work's for naught.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, if you look at from a Penrith side, if they can grab another one and get a 2-0 buffer, that can make a big difference for their mental attitude as well.
And 2 can become 3 so quickly in that circumstance.
Yeah.
So it appears to be more, I guess, a more condensed Manly press at the moment. I don't recall that in the first half. It must be something they spoke about at halftime.
I also noticed they've moved Rob Heisman up, by the look of it, as a striker, where he was playing as a wing half in the first half. So they've switched some of their personnel around a little.
I guess he's a bit of a ball magnet, and
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said for playing a ball magnet up front at times.
Yeah, and he's the kind of guy that if you can get the ball inside the 25, he's going to drive the circle, take on a couple of guys, and create opportunities.
Clever from Hunter, posting up and finds a man on the overlap. I think that might be Hook. Puts the skates on, throws it into one hand. Is he going to get it through? No, but he gets it onto the foot. Has Johnson loose in the circle.
Carries it, and just couldn't get it to him. Darren Pearce comes away with it.
Clever play back inside to Chong. Sort of had to scramble to keep that one in. Did Craig Maxwell. Chong, right then left, wins it against Hunter. Clever transfer and great pickup by, I think that's Bruin again.
It is. That was a very good trap on the reverse.
RVD now for Manly. What's the long option? Makes a bit of a mess of it. Back 1-2. Space in front.
Again, some very good ball movement there by Manly. Just couldn't get the cross onto one of their sticks.
Long corner, another opportunity. Yeah, back through the center. Chong to the left. Finds the outlet to Maxwell. Not much in front, cut off by Hook. Van der Zaan, Johnson. Back to Van der Zaan. Clever, that's Hook, crossing the 25.
Just ran it onto the Penrith defence, unfortunately. They've come away, Chong up through the middle.
Yeah, Chong played that smartly. Sometimes you sort of, you need your leaders in these kinds of matches just to win simple hits like that.
Yeah, Alan Chong's got a very good, very smart hockey head. He's played a lot of hockey at a reasonably high level, and Yeah, he's a smart player.
We see, I believe, a Penrith player, yes, earning a green card for interfering with that free hit.
Which I don't think we had any cards last night.
I don't no, certainly none in the Premier Masters match,
And there was definitely none in the Sydney Cup match either. So,
and not that there were cause for any in the Premier match. It was played in very good spirits. Yeah, a lot of very good quality players running around for both sides.
yeah, it was a good match to watch.
Oh, forcing that turnover, Stevens.
And he's now got...
Sort of one out against third now. Heading over to...
He's not got Beattie up with him as well, but...
Played it smart and won the free hit. I mean, that's a massive win. That's a massive win to force that turnover. And
yeah, in a very dangerous position on the field.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Manly, with most of the attack, are under a fair bit of pressure. Maxwell, straight in. Penrith shot.
And 2-0.
Yeah, look at this pick up on the reverse, the quick turn, low sling.
What I liked was his composure. He picked it up, he lifted his head, he looked, took his time, and then put it away.
Well, he obviously learned, that was Martin Finnemore, of course, who must have learnt from that first half experience when he was all alone at the top but rushed it.
Yep.
And he converts. Penrith lead 2-0, 8.5 minutes on the clock. And it's kind of like we mentioned a little earlier, you have a team with all the momentum and then just zip up the other end.
Yeah, Manly has been running strong, obviously, and then Penrith, as you say, has just been able to secure the ball in a dangerous position and made the most of it. And they're now obviously charging forward with a hit in midfield. Their tails are up.
Clever by Menzies. Drawing multiple players.
Alan Chong slips it left into the circle, looking for a penalty corner, but couldn't get it.
Yeah, that was up into the body of Richard Jones. The signal coming from Tim Campbell, the disengaged umpire, back at halfway. And a quick slap into the circle, collects a Manly foot. Penrith with their first short corner of quite some time. I think the first short corner since perhaps the early minutes of the first half.
Yep, that's...
And look, they're really turning the screws now, this Penrith side. They absorbed a lot of punches at the other end of the field, and now it's their turn.
Yeah, look, let's see what happens here. Alan Chong setting up at the top for the trap. And looks like it's Beattie lining up for a hit. Oh, they've done a variation. And have unfortunately lifted it, and that opportunity's gone to waste.
Yeah, that was Finnemore on the strike. Good running, though, by Hook. Look, he ran the barrel, didn't he? He
did. An unenviable job that I did for many, many years. And it's just one of the things. You're going to wear one every now and then, aren't you?
Well done, Maxwell. Is that Beattie?
Beattie just couldn't control it, but he's picked it up and got it back again. And that's a card, I think, for sliding into the tackle. Looked like a yellow to me too.
Well, yeah, I expected a yellow based on how the umpire reacted. It was just a green in the end.
Well, I am surprised at that.
Yeah, it's pretty much stock standard. If you hit the deck on purpose and you collect an opponent, it's typically 10 minutes.
Yes. Manly are still pressing. They're moving the ball well again up the field, into the circle.
Yes, onto the foot, and that'll be a short corner to Manly. So we're into the last 5 minutes. Penrith have played Penrith are going to have played 4 of the last 10 minutes of the match, a man down. Manly is still up against it, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help when you're missing a player for this length of time.
No, absolutely not. Obviously, the thing that helps Penrith is the fact that they do have 2 goals on the board. But I'm sure they'll be keen to keep a clean sheet.
Conversion here would really put the cat among the pigeons, though.
Certainly would. Oh, and that's just deflected wide of the left post. At a guess, it looks like Manly have pulled their keeper.
Yeah, okay, ambitious, I like it. You might as well roll the dice, you know. What's the point? What's the point of losing 2-0?
That's it, yep. Have a crack.
Of course, the rules are that the extra field player can run around anywhere, but actually can't use their body to defend the ball in the circle.
Yeah, I've always had mixed feelings about it, because sometimes having that extra field player can just break down a team's patterns and their structure, whilst conversely, obviously, having an extra player can give you, potentially some significant attacking opportunities.
Yeah, I can only remember it working once. I'm sure others can remember it other instances, but it's, that World Cup semi-final, Australia and the Netherlands in 2018, and we went coast to coast in maybe the last 10 seconds. I think Ockenden just snuck one past. That's the only time I can remember going on without the goalkeeper has succeeded.
Yep, and I think, if memory serves, it may have been one of your club mates, Tim Craig, that actually set that one up, if memory serves correctly.
Yeah, he may have. I know one of my other club mates from back in my Brisbane days, Dan Beale, was part of that chain. 2018 seems so long ago, though, Mark.
Well, there's been, one World Cup since then and 2 Olympics.
Johnson with the Jets. Hunter in support.
Oh, he just needed to come to that. He let it go. He just needed to step to it.
So we're in the last 2 minutes. Manly going forward. Johnson self-hit. Back toward the 25.
Heisman's looking, driving, and couldn't pick out one of his players.
Yeah, on the breakaway now. Jason Rudge plays it safe, gets support.
I see Finneymore's back on, so he's served his 2 minutes.
Beattie and Rudge sharing it. Clever pass to Finneymoore. And it's open up in front.
That's a great ball across from Finneymoore, but it just couldn't be controlled at the top of the circle.
Yeah, so many players without the goalkeeper on would be tempted to just, they'd have complete tunnel vision, wouldn't they?
Yes.
But
yes.
It was actually clever, proper hockey.
The one thing Manly's got going for them is they have a very experienced manager down in the dugout. Say hello to Brett Picknell, a long-time Manly player and very experienced manager at state and Australian Masters level. He will have been running their bench.
Yeah, Penrith, one last opportunity, you'd say. Into the last 30 seconds. They will certainly close out this Senior Masters Premiership. Of course, we should congratulate the Manly side on a great season to finish third on the table and to reach this grand final. They've put on a great performance today.
Yeah, absolutely. Either team could have won this. Penrith have come away a 2-0 winners.
Yes, congratulations, Penrith. Senior Masters Premiers, Sydney Masters Hockey Association 2024. Excellent season and excellent game.
And they'll be pleased that this year they didn't have to do what they did last year and win it in a shootout. As the players shake hands, and we'll take a short break as the next team start preparing for the Masters Grand Final between St George Randwick and who have we got? Macarthur.
Yes, join us back for that 8:30 hit off. We've certainly loved your viewership to this stage. See you shortly. Hello all and welcome back. It's night 2 of Sydney Masters Hockey Association and grand final action, and it's our second match of tonight. Thank you for joining us again. I'm Lachlan Morley. I'm joined by Mark Matheson for this Masters division. St George Randwick taking on Macarthur.
Yeah, good evening, Lachlan. Another very interesting match promising on ahead of us here.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, we have St George Randwick, minor premiers, just nudging out Macarthur by 1 point on the table. And of course, this is a replay of last year's grand final. St George Randwick closing it out with a 4-2 win in a penalty shootout.
Yeah, I commentated on that game last year and it was a very good match.
Well, let's hope more of the same. I'm sure Macarthur will be out to square the ledger in 2024.
I'm sure they will. I look at the Macarthur lineup, and I played for Macarthur some years ago, and the bulk of this team was playing Premier League back in those days. So they've all got some pedigree. And if you look at their key players, you'll have someone like Phil Dunshea who will play up front. Phil was an integral part of the Moorebank PL1 side back in the day. And then you throw in Claude Matthews, Shane Burke. They've got some real talent there. But equally, you look at St George. You've got the Sydney Masters Hockey president, Greg Kay, Peter Cooner and Andre Cabral, both very talented players. Both of them very good stick skills, close-in stick skills.
Yeah, absolutely. We are surely set for a cracker. Hopefully our second tight tussle of this evening following the Penrith Manly GNS Grand Final, 2-0 to Penrith. If we can get something approximating that again, we've certainly had our money's worth.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking through this St George Randwick lineup, there's one player in there that I'm a Kiwi by birth, and I played first grade against him in Auckland, well over 30 years ago now. So we're obviously both now living in Sydney.
Yeah, it can be a small world, this hockey community.
Yeah, it sure is. Umpires in this match tonight. Who do we have? Dave Coles and Robbie Sutton by the look of it.
Yes, of course, it's Robbie's second night out here. And Dave Coles stepping off the tech bench in the previous match to hold the whistle.
I think they'll control the match very well tonight. They're both very experienced umpires at both Masters and Sydney hockey level. As they shake hands and prepare to push back for this final Sydney Masters Grand Final.
It'll be St George Randwick in the green, black, red and white. Going right to left on your screen. Macarthur in the teal, blue and green, left to right. Of course, St George rolled Sutherland 4-1 last week to reach this match. Macarthur, well, they snuck through, being the high-ranked side, in a 3-all draw with Ryde.
Yeah, and looking at the stats, St George have only lost one game all season, and it was against Macarthur.
Yeah, I'd say in this comp, comfortably the two best sides.
it's appropriate they meet to sort out the Premier.
Yep, and the whistle goes, and Phil Dunshea gets us going for Macarthur. Glenn Turner to Wayne Southall.
Yeah, St George hit just back at the halfway. Darvin Singh stepped off it. Cabral. Overhead, cut off. Didn't expect to see an overhead so early in this match. Not normally a feature of Masters Division.
St George will probably use it to try and disrupt the way Macarthur sets up. I wouldn't be surprised to see quite a few of them tonight.
Gee whiz, haven't Macarthur crowded that pocket?
Oh, and that ball has come from out near the corner flag and has gone right across the back line of the face of the goal.
Yeah, Craig Turner just leaving that. I hope he had a call to leave it because Jeff Hayes was in the near vicinity. That was a risky move with just 60 seconds gone.
Very adventurous.
Scrappy through the middle. Cut off by Tremble.
Andre Cabral carrying the ball, but Phil Dunshea in to disrupt.
Cabral again. It's worked out, but it was hopeful. Back at the long corner. Cabral again.
Simon McCoy dispossessed, and Shane Burke goes steaming down the left touchline.
It's a good chase by McCoy.
Glenn Turner with a big hit, and Phil Dunshea just couldn't pick that up at the top of the circle.
Yeah, he really put some juice behind that, didn't he?
Yep.
It's not even one you want to stand in the way of to trap.
But knowing Phil, he'll be a little disappointed he didn't trap that. Incredibly skillful player.
Yeah, the president with his first touch of the match.
Wasn't a great one.
Macarthur, first long corner. Scrappy, little dangerous.
Glenn Turner and Hayes just dealing with a bouncing ball.
Cadron Oakley getting the skates on. Andre Cabral is heading forward in support. It's through, but no, it's cut off. Cabral will get another opportunity. Wants the circle entry. Has three in front. Angle pass. Oh, great vision, but just out of the reach of Jeff Hayes.
Yeah, Cabral was hassled all the way there by Claude Matthews, and those two have played a lot of hockey together over the years. They know each other very well.
Yeah, just sharing a joke there at the 25-yard line. Clever pass. Good positioning by Kuna. Left and right, he'll play it safe. Back to Jones. Tremble. Kuna. Across the 25. Agile.
Pete Kuna's joined by his brother, I believe, is in the team tonight. He sure is, Tinku. He'll take the field at some stage in the near future.
Yeah, wearing number 2 for St George Randwick. Keep your eye out for him. It's great to see they're still having a hit together at this stage.
Yeah, they both turn up for Sydney as well when it comes to state championships. So I've had the pleasure of managing both of them over the last few years. They're really good to have in a team.
Quick self hit by Hayes. Inside, Cooner again. Yeah, minor disagreement from the St George outfit, but pretty clear from where we sit, I think. I think that's Brett Payer who's pushed forward. No, Ashley Clinch.
That's Ash Clinch. I was going to say, that's not Brett.
Yeah, good spread to Trimble. This trap. So it's tight, tight early between the 25s. Quality transfer. Nice get and give play, very smart. Excellent pass.
Greg Anderson presented himself very well to take that. And has got it up to Phil Dunshea. Oh.
Clever from Cooner. Doing the work to get back. Cabral again.
Intercepted by Claude Matthews.
Yeah, of course, 3 clashes so far between these teams this season. Each had a good look at each other. I'm sure there would have been a lot of chat during the week. Who to look out for? Who do we want to have hold of the ball for us? All that sort of thing.
Yeah, these two teams have played against each other for many years. They're all familiar with each other, how they play. And as you say, who they need to look out for.
Southall wants an option. Sort of hits and hopes, and it's cut off. It's Ernie Orth with the clearance. Finds Cooner. Getting the feeling Cooner might be the difference maker for St George's there to get up. He's getting plenty of it.
Yeah, he goes by the name Snake, and you'll see pretty quickly why he's called that. He weaves around players like a snake. He's very, very adept, particularly in tight spaces.
And again, the support wide from. Oh, good harassing by the Macarthur outfit. They worked him over as a team well.
Just the slightest touch on the foot by Glenn Turner, and again Pete Cooner's away.
Yeah, because one thing standing out early with this St George outfit is they're happy to take on the man. They're happy to, well, they're backing their leg speed, I guess, or anywhere forward or halfway at this stage.
They've got a very talented forward line. With the likes of Peter Cooner and Jeff Hayes up front as well, and Andre Cabral. Their confidence in their own abilities is warranted. A little bit of dissension over a call there, striking the body. Macarthur gets the ball.
Bit of a party time overhead from Shane Burke. Completely unnecessary, almost just wanted to show off a bit.
A cranky whistle from Robbie Sutton early on. He's called one of the St George players out for a chat.
Yeah, good pressure from that Macarthur striker. Greg Kay wants an option. Spread to Anderson. Uses wide. Quality 1-2. Excellent overlap from Anderson.
Great ball from Phil Dunshay, and he's got a ball across to Wayne Southall. He just couldn't control it.
Yeah, great pass to Southall. I just love that whole sequence. The delivery from Anderson and then just to get on his bike to present the next option forward.
Yeah, good hockey all round, wasn't it? They are pressing hard, and Ash Clinch just couldn't trap that.
Clear the transfer. Kay to Orth.
Just unfortunately drops it out. Phil Dunshay runs at him. He's got to get out of the way.
Yeah, interesting to see what decisions made. Okay, free hit. Anderson on it again for Macarthur. Yeah, St George defending well.
I think Greg Anderson expected that to be his hit.
Yeah, Kay has Singh on to the right if he wants to use the transfer, and he does. But then Macarthur have done well to shut down all the other options.
Yeah, their press is very good. Shane Burke square to Glenn Turner just behind his foot.
Yeah. Kuna just sort of... Well, I see what you mean by the nickname Snake.
It becomes obvious very quickly, doesn't it?
Jones to Orth. Has a teammate loose and high on the flank if he wants to use him, and he does. Well trapped by Trimble. Orth didn't make that easy.
No.
It's a hockey stick, it's meant to get chipped. Don't let it happen again.
Right, St George have been under a bit of pressure deep in defence. Now it's their turn to see what they can do. Oh, ambitious ankle pass. Fortuitous mistrap for Macarthur, and Southall has a teammate wider.
An equally ambitious pass that didn't quite come off, but MacArthur's managed to control it. Glenn Turner to Anderson.
Clever spin by Anderson.
Has mishit it, but managed to get a long corner out of it.
Tell you what, Mark, in a division of video reviews, both players of those transfers will be copying an absolute roasting at the review meeting.
Yep, they sure would. They were not great passes by any means, were they? Anderson with a ball left, the space. Can't control it with a lifted ball.
Kay with a quick one to Kuna. Clever by St George. Jones now. It's Trimble toward the circle. Minutes played in this first half. St George v Macarthur. Both teams still, I guess, in a bit of a feeling out period.
Yeah, no one's really showing any ascendancy. No clear shot on goal.
No, the closest we had really was that that play down this right flank where Anderson found, I think it was Wayne Southall at the top of the circle, but just out of Southall's reach. Other than that, not really a threatening circle entry yet.
No, and that's, you know, that both teams have very good defence, and that's showing. There's some nice 3D skills here from Pete Cooner as he's into the circle, and will win a penalty corner for St George.
Yeah, when you have a player kind of weaving and dodging like that, you know, you sense the heart rates of all defenders just jumping up a few beats. You know, who's going to make the tackle? They almost get a bit intrepid about being the one, because you don't want to be the one to cause the infringement. You can't just let him shred through you either.
No. Greg Kay setting up for what's probably a straight hit, but they've done a variation to Andre, and it's just hit wide by Greg Kay.
Very interesting variation. So still utilising the trap at the top. Let's take a look at that replay. Cooner, of course, still trapping it down on the reverse as he would ordinarily at the top, and Greg Kay just putting that one wide of the post.
Yeah, interesting moving.
Fascinating variation.
Not using their battery as the first option and setting it up 2 metres inside the circle as a second option.
Of course, quite a lot of these guys out there tonight would have played at a stage where taking the short corner from the right-hand side of the box would have been a very normal thing to do.
Yes, absolutely.
And of course, back at that stage too, you could trap the ball inside the circle, and at one point you could do it with your bare hand.
Yep.
So they've seen a lot this cohort.
Oh, good control from Phil Dunshaw to hold that up. Alistair McMahon on the charge. Ashley Clinch just nudges it wide of the right post.
Yeah, look, Les Wild hasn't had much to do in this match, but he was equal to that challenge. Really pulled that out of the fire for his St George teammates. They've got a bit of a habit of just allowing a Macarthur player to sneak out the back.
Andrew Jones got caught in possession there, and again Les Wild's done very well to come out and slap the ball away from Ash Clinch.
Yeah, again, Clinch just sort of finding space. Clever 1-2, Cooner equal to it.
Greg Kay setting up for their 16-yard hit. Left-hand side of the circle. And I think he was looking for Andrew Jones as he was subbing off.
He's not happy about it either.
Wasn't watching the ball. Simon McCoy comes on to replace him.
Clever pivot and turn by Dunshaw. Support through the middle in the form of Shane Burke.
Setting up for someone that hasn't had much to do. Les Wild has been very busy in the last couple of minutes.
Well, that's how it works as a keeper sometimes, isn't it? You go from 0 to 100 just like that.
Yeah, well, he's definitely at the 100 spot at the moment.
Clever ball by Greg Kay out to Tremble. By the way, this Macarthur side is working as a unit. They're just backing one another. They each seem to know their role.
Here's an opportunity to Brad McDonnell at the top, and he couldn't quite control it.
Yeah, look, they did their best to give St George a goal there, didn't they? But who was that scrambling? It might have been Brett Payer for Macarthur.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Look, he had one job at that moment, and his teammates should be giving him a mighty pat on the back.
He's done that job for a lot of years. As someone who's played with him a lot, both for Macarthur and representatively, he's done that same job for many, many years. Does it very well.
Well done by Clinch. He mistrapped it, but he kept his eyes on the ball. Tremble. And loose. Space in front towards the circle. Ball.
Oh, and he's... Robbie's called timeout. Ball's in the back of the net.
Let's have a quick chat with Dave Coles in the earpiece.
And he's given a free hit to St George.
Yeah, I feel like that's the right outcome, but I couldn't explain why.
Macarthur have soaked it up. And but have lost possession again in the midfield.
It looks like Tremble is playing more of a left half rather than an inside left at the moment, where he started the match.
Yeah, he's dropped back a little, hasn't he?
Macarthur seemingly stretching the field a bit more. Looks like Clinch has taken Rob Howard all the way back to the 25. Okay, clever receive and pass. He knew exactly where that was going before it got to him. McCoy to Kuna, both strong on it. Kuna a little too tricky that time, I reckon. Wins it back.
Gets it back, watched the ball very well and won it back.
Yep. Yeah, a bit of a dogfight over a bone there. In the end, the Macarthur player just wanted a little more.
Not much ball. The ball didn't move very far for about, 30 seconds or so. And he all done well under pressure to control that, but soak it up.
We'll just offer a quick apologies in advance for any language out of the crowd our audio might pick up. We do fancy ourselves as a family broadcast. We don't have oversight on what all the fans may say. St George clever into the
Andre
circle.
Cabral gets one inside the near post, and it's 1-0 St George.
Yeah, look at this. Capel just sneaking out the back. Quick ball movement to him. Gee, not what his coach would want, I dare say. A shot to the near side of the keeper, a metre off the back line. But hey, his team, St George Randwick, now has a 1-0 advantage over Macarthur as we head towards 5 minutes to go in this first half. guess it kind of just goes to show, Mark. I mean, Macarthur have had, you know, similar opportunities to that one. They can come from anywhere.
Absolutely. That was one where Andre obviously got given some space that he probably shouldn't have, and was able to capitalise very well. Like you say, that could also have been a coach killer, where taking from a shot from a narrow angle and getting nothing out of it. So he did very well to put that away.
Yeah, there's a fine line at times between a goal and being dragged and getting a spray at half-time.
Yep.
Rough by Kuna. I think both umpires have noticed that. Wouldn't surprise me if he's having a brief spell on the sideline.
Well, nothing came of it, and I'm a little surprised actually we didn't get a short corner out of that. Done shade to Wayne Southall, who just couldn't control it.
Yeah, Kay in no hurry to get this underway. Clever overhead. Yeah, Kayan or sharing it. Ooh, living dangerously at the back.
That could have been a fortuitous deflection.
Cabral, the goal scorer.
And someone in the crowd's going to be catching a ball.
Well, it didn't get much territory, but at least buys his side a few seconds to take a breath and reset. Fallen right away, most of them back behind the 25.
With 3 minutes to go, they'll take the opportunity to consolidate, I suspect, and go into half-time with a one-goal lead.
Goal turnover to Cabral. And, well, unnecessary overhead, and yeah, definitely dangerous.
Yep.
Straight over the top of the head.
I think he'd be better off keeping that on the turf and going to one of the two players he had ahead of him.
Southall again, support behind, but ignores it. No, well, it's through to Macarthur, and it's first shot of the match, just wide.
That's an opportunity missed there.
Who was that, Mark? Was that
Anderson,
Stanley?
I think it is. No, it's Anderson.
Anderson, yes, okay.
Yeah, I think again he didn't realise he had as much time as he had. He probably could have taken control of that and had a better shot.
Yeah, I suspect this St George team has half an eye on the break in just under 2 minutes, but it's a dangerous mindset to be in.
It is when you've got players like Macarthur have that can hurt you. You can't really close shop.
Yeah, clever play by Kuna. Just draws the free. Offers his team a chance to settle.
I hear Kay at the back there barking orders, which he does. Very vocal and controlling his team from the back.
Jones, Cabral gets the skates on, angle ball toward the circle, and it's into the box.
And it's gone in.
Oh, I've got to say, Mark, my instinct was that first deflection was from outside the circle, but no reaction at all from the Macarthur players. Certainly a goal.
Looks like it's come off Brown. Looks like that was Brad McDonnell. It's got a touch on that, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, and with 30 seconds to go until the halftime break, St George Randwick lead Macarthur 2-0.
I have to say I felt that came against the run of play.
Oh, I've got to agree with you. Got to agree.
I don't think I'd want to be in the Macarthur huddle at half-time.
Well, that concludes this first half of this Masters Division Sydney Masters Hockey Association Grand Final 2024. St George will take a 2-0 lead over Macarthur. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
That's what they keep telling us about you too.
Hello and welcome back to this Masters Division Grand Final where St George are leading at Macarthur 2-0, courtesy of a strike by Andre Cabrel with a few minutes to go, and then followed up by a deflection from a player we're just not sure about because there was so much traffic around the ball with about 30 seconds on the clock. It's all ahead of Macarthur to do now. St George in the box seat, but look, I would not put it past this Macarthur side.
No, they'll be coming out full of confidence. Although that's an adventurous ball forward, which they've kept in. Jeff Hayes on the charge, and that has just missed the left post.
Oh wow!
Hayes has drilled that in. Anderson leading across and just couldn't deflect it past the keeper.
How about that chase though from Cadron Oakley down into that top left corner of the field?
I'm amazed he kept that in. It was some very good skill to keep that in.
Good cut off by Hayes. McMahon. Cadrell with the pressure.
Burke sitting in the back. Claude Matthews bringing it out. Oh, as Simon McCoy gets bundled to the ground.
Yeah, Macarthur should count themselves very lucky not to be missing a man for 2 or 5 minutes after that. Wasn't deliberate, but not very careful.
Yeah, Donche just couldn't get the brakes on quick enough, could he?
Space through the middle for Macarthur. Good vision by Burke. Well collected by Howard. Plays it safe. Spreading right. Well,
McMahon, that's a great lead from Shane Burke. He's got support with Ashley Clinch on the right post, and he just couldn't, with the dive, deflect that in. That was an opportunity missed there for Macarthur, as Burke's put a great ball across and Ash Clinch got wet, but just couldn't get a stick on it.
Yeah, look, you say opportunity missed, Mark, but you know you can't miss them if you don't create them, and that was excellent hockey up this left flank. The pass to just thread the needle to Burke. Oh, yeah, what a great play.
That was a beauty, wasn't it?
It's definitely one for the highlight reels. Another opportunity for Macarthur.
Matthews driving, Anderson, and Ash Clinch just couldn't deflect it in. But he's won a penalty corner.
And their first of the match too, I think, Mark. Did they pick one up?
I think they might have had one in the first half, but maybe not.
And look, it's, I guess, the guys from Macarthur who caused so much havoc in the first half, Anderson and Clinch in particular, picking up where they left off.
Yeah, and they'll be setting up here. Phil Dunshay's got a very, very good flat hit. Can drag flick as well, so I'm going to guess he's going to have a go here. Wayne Southall to Glenn Turner to Phil Dunshay, and that's some great keeping from Les Wild again.
Well executed corner, possibly the best execution of a corner we've seen all evening. But you know, unfortunately for Dunshay, Les Wild is having a very good game in the net for St George.
Yeah, he got down and saved that very well, didn't he?
Good hockey though. This is how you build pressure. You know, you're not just gonna waltz into the circle and put it in the back of the net. Very well received from Dunshay. That was cracked in at him.
Yeah, he's an incredibly skillful player, and Pete Kuhn has done very well to steal the ball and win a defensive free hit.
Okay, again.
One thing I've been impressed with Macarthur is Clinch is defending those 16-yard hits really well. He's putting pressure on Greg Kay as he takes those hits.
Yeah, it's not an easy job either. Drill there. Spread overhead to spread the play from Turner. Burke with the tricky stuff, just miscues. Greg Kay will clear. Back toward the halfway.
Matthews to Allen to McMahon.
Clever play, McMahon. Back to Allen.
Patient build up here.
Cut off by Singh. Dispossessed by Dunshay.
Burke with the long corner. We'll bring it out. Glenn Wallace. Across to Allen, back to Wallace. But couldn't control it.
No, we talked about the short corner evolution not too long ago in the first half. Oh, just back with the play. Oakley gets round one, can't collect. Oh, very risky.
You've really got to stay on your feet, don't you?
He's extremely lucky. I suspect he made contact, but he's extremely lucky his opponent didn't fall down.
But then they've transferred the ball well, and it's only a foot from Hayes that stopped them carrying on up the left flank.
Well done, Matthews. One then the other. Yeah, for once, Kuhner's the one being made to chase the ball carrier.
Yeah, boots on the other foot. Anderson drives. Ash Clinch just couldn't control a bouncing ball, but they'll still get the long corner.
Yeah, the St George defensive group equal to that. Cudgel just plays it safe. This crosses the sideline. Well, they should be pushing right up now.
That's a very, very deep sideline hit. Yeah, I would have thought they would have pressed a bit harder than that. Matthews out to Brutz. And that'll be picked off by Cabral. Hayes driving forward, but just couldn't. It has ended up getting it. And his shot just goes wide of the right post.
Yeah, look, quick skills, good movement by Jeff Hayes. But, you know, credits to his opponent, Claude Matthews. It's not easy to stay down when you see the stick go up for a shot that way.
No, it can be quite intimidating. Not a great ball from Brutz, picked off by Kuhner. Cabral with the ball to Caden Oakley, but again, Matthews doing the hard yards in defence.
Yeah, hopefully fighting for it back. But how good was that pass, though, from Kuhner to Oakley on that lead?
Yep, he threaded the needle beautifully, didn't he?
Had to be crisp, had to be flat, had to be pinpoint accurate. He got all three. Sweeping tackle there from
and it got what it deserved, a penalty corner.
Oh, yeah.
To me, there was only one way that was going, and that was across the back line.
Yep.
Based on what we saw a little earlier, the Macarthur penalty corner combination, this should give them another good opportunity. Ashley Clinch to inject this time with Turner at the top to trap, and Dunshea having another crack.
You reckon another straight hit, or do you think they'll...
I think they might try a little variation here. Again, one of those, not by design.
Yeah, angle ball cut off by Kay, long corner. Quick take by Burke.
Square out to the marauding right half.
Yeah, no, that was clearly a pass. just a heart-in-mouth moment after the previous one. I think we all know that's not a short corner.
No, that definitely was not an intentional motion to get the ball across the back line.
Right idea, but made McMahon work for it.
Cabral deep in defence, doing the hard work back as a striker.
Oh, plenty of space in front. If Oakley wants to take the man on, well, he's got plenty of space and just the keeper to beat.
And he's got speed to burn.
Gets around.
Well kept by Turner.
Yeah, Turner read that one very nicely. Nowhere for Oakley to go once he got around his man. Absolutely blanketed it.
Burke coming down the right wing, ball across, just couldn't find Dunshea. It's just a hit and hope to clear and take some pressure off.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those in the last minute from Cabral. They're going to be better off just keeping his stick on the ball and drawing the infringement.
Barrett's control and makes a good ball to Burke up inside the attacking 25. A little bit of ping pong in the circle and we end up with a sideline hit.
Yeah, it'll be Burke again. He's looking the most likely for Macarthur at the moment. Another ball across. I think that was Singh stepping in front. Paya now. Cabral should just use his pace.
Well read by Cabral. Hoping to win a free hit, hand up, but got nothing.
Paya wants the long one into the circle. Miss hit, shot away anyway. Rule off the stick, and I'd have to agree. Bratz. Kuna with a desperate lunge. Another desperate lunge.
Anderson showing some good skills. Just can't get the ball across to one of his. Just couldn't find the man ahead of him.
Kuna with it. St George silent hit just forward of the halfway.
We do apologise, we've had a slight loss of coverage there. Hopefully everyone's back with us now. As Macarthur soaks up some pressure and comes away with the ball. Matthews under pressure, Turner cleans up.
Well, who's that through but Clinch?
Clinch
just outside the circle.
A lot of cries from the Macarthur bench for something more than a free hit.
Straight in. Davin Singh picks it off, and that's a clever clearance.
And Caden Oakley has got his skates on and might get this. And very well kept from Craig Turner.
Yeah, in every respect. Firstly, stick to the ball, but not to make any contact, because in a normal circumstance, Turner would be off for a lengthy break, and that would be a short corner.
Absolutely.
But yeah, inch perfect, and it was.
Cooner to Hayes, who's just held it up enough for Cabral with a great ball in.
Yeah, Cooner one way than the other in the circle. The Macarthur defenders did well to just stay low and patient. Let him weave. He has to take his stick off the ball eventually.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if you tackle him at the top of the circle or 5 yards in. What matters is that you win it. George back through the centre. Through to Cooner again.
If he can slip it to McDonnell, there he is. With Caden Oakley. Oh, slight infringement. Macarthur come away with it.
Yeah, I suspect the ruling was back of the stick with that McDowell mistrap. He disagreed, but my instinct from our vantage was spot on for the umpire.
Yep, I'd agree. Cooner again with his tight control under pressure.
Yeah, that's it's one that some matches umpires are super hot on, and other matches they're not. The whole shielding, particularly
yep.
Carrying up the left sideline.
McMahon just couldn't find his right half.
Yeah, I think Macarthur are just drifting into a state of chaos. Still enough time.
Ooh.
You know, you can't score 2 goals without scoring 1 goal. Just peg it back slowly. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, if we look at results, Macarthur does seem to have it of scoring late goals. So if they can pull one back now, they do have a habit of getting one late. And although Caden Oakley's just dispossessed and is one-on-one and has just pushed that wide.
Yeah, look, again, hats off to Craig Turner. He met that moment. He got the ball, prevented Anderson Oakley getting through.
Here's some good skill from Anderson, but just couldn't connect with a striker. McCoy to Tremble.
Good pivot and turn. Ooh, Orth again. Look, he tried to do the right thing. He didn't want to lift his stick off and risk being dispossessed. Tried to play it sensibly.
But at the end of the day, we've got a penalty corner for Macarthur.
Yeah, just under 10 minutes to go. A goal here would really light a flame under this match.
Yep, 2-1 is always a dangerous score. unfortunately, just higher than the regulation, what is it, 18 inches when he's hit that, and it hasn't hit the backboard. So no goal. There wasn't much in it. There wasn't much in that at all.
No, they'll be ruining that opportunity, I dare say.
Yeah, I mean, it came from a broken down penalty corner with a wayward injection. But Phil Dunshea was able to get a shot away, just couldn't quite keep it down.
Ooh, short one from Katie Cabrell is cut off. Through Turner toward the circle. Bit of a collision. Macarthur ball just outside.
Wide to Anderson. And a attempted tomahawk goes skyward.
Quick relieving overhead. Is it going to get to Oakley? Well, he's not able to collect, but he's able to compete.
Some great skill there from Matthews, though, to just deflect the ball out of the path of Oakley as he came roaring across.
Yeah, bit of agitation around the Macarthur squad at the moment. No need for it. No need for it.
St George found themselves a bit isolated there. They didn't have a lot of players forward when they gained possession.
Here comes the Macarthur cavalry. Options 2 left if they want it. Into the circle. And, ooh.
Head up, Phil.
Got to respect the work rate of the Macarthur unit forward. They know the task ahead of them.
They were all putting themselves in good spots, and a hit out from Kay has put the ball out just Macarthur's side of halfway.
Throw it up, throw it up.
Quick ball. Cooner back inside. Plenty of space to his left if he wants to turn on the Jets.
Oh. Jeff Hayes didn't even get close to that one.
That one now.
Oakley has put the Jets on here again, into the circle. Turner makes a good save.
Yeah, well done, Turner.
And Anderson turns and goes very well.
Yeah. Macarthur still scrapping now. They're still going for it.
Just unfortunate that was rolled onto the back of a stick as he went to pass it.
You know, Mark, I don't want to put the moz on anyone here, but St George have a 2-0 lead just inside the final 5 minutes.
It's all ahead of Macarthur now.
So Greg Kay, St George fullback and captain, is eyeing off a premiership. The night after his son, Matthew Kay, who I know is watching, picked up one for Barbarians.
Oh, right, yes, of course.
I'm not aware of that ever happening in...
It may have. I was thinking of Craig Campbell, but no. Last night was his first one, and his father didn't play in the grand final this year, so no. So you may be right.
Yeah, hello to you, Craig, if you're watching. Well played last night.
Big swing and a miss from Hayes.
Well, if anyone's aware of another instance of a father-son combo winning premierships in the same year, drop us a comment in the on the live stream. Otherwise, Greg and Matt will note you two as the first.
St George just keeping it tight now, controlling the ball, in some ways slowing it up. Great ball to Caden Oakley, and again sprays it wide.
Well done, Singh. He sort of got too close to that. He needed to either get under it and take it on the full or take a step back. It nearly kind of yorked him, didn't it?
It did. He ended up with the ball far too close to his body, didn't he? If Caden can slip that across now. Turner is reading this very well. He's coming off his line to deny Oakley with some of those opportunities really well.
Yeah, certainly put on a performance. Certainly met the occasion for his Macarthur outfit. Should be very pleased with his game. Just outside for St George. Oh,
Not five.
I was going to say, I think a few of the St George Randwick players have, well, I think they've turned their mind to the post-match because that was a very sloppy sequence. Pattern of failing to mark, not getting the 5, not really watching the ball at all.
They're definitely taking their 40 seconds to get their defensive gear on.
And of course, we do pause time in finals. If we didn't, it'd almost be worth a deliberate break and sending someone back. Ooh. Great save, Wild.
Oh, and a follow-up save, but a goal. Wayne Southall has managed to put that one in. With just on a minute to go. We have an exciting last 60 seconds.
Minute on the dot. What a absolutely dogged sequence of attempts from that Macarthur outfit. And who was the finisher?
Wayne Southall.
Wayne Southall. Well, he's been there and about, number 13 up front, all match, well deserved, and this makes it a very compelling final 45 seconds. And of course, the Macarthur outfit has pulled their goalkeeper. Second time tonight we've seen that.
Yep. Oh, but a loose pass.
.15 seconds.
Well, there's only route one here.
And it's not going to be, I dare say. Hedekuna cutting it off, playing it safe, winning the hit. Congratulations, St George Randwick, Masters Premiers for 2024 with a 2-1 victory over Macarthur.
Well, that was a great game of hockey to watch. Either team could have won that. Congratulations to St George Randwick for their win. And likewise, congratulations to Macarthur for the way they played out there tonight.
Yeah, super exhibition of Masters hockey these last 2 nights in the Sydney Masters Hockey Association comp for 2024.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who's joined us for the comments you've been throwing up as well. And that brings to an end the 2024 Sydney Masters Hockey competition.
Thanks for your company, Mark, and thank you all for joining us.
Thanks, Lachlan.
Oi!